Hello, I'm Nobby Clark. Welcome to my workshop. I just wanted to share, firstly, a couple of items I've picked up from our local Lidl supermarket. I think these are very useful items around the workshop. Um, these items are uh, diamond sharpening tools. They've got a diamond coating over the carbon steel shafts, and they're two different shapes, a straight shape and a pointed one. I've tested the pointed one, and I think this would make an excellent deburring tool for the opposite side of drilled holes in metal. Quite a useful tool, and both of these you see are like pens. You just release this collar and the tool can be pushed in and then kept in your workshop jacket. The other one has a partially round shaft to it, with a flat side, which could be used for deburring as well, and a grooved side here. I mean, they suggest on this could be used for sharpening fishing hooks, but I'm sure lots of other use around the workshop, even sharpening scribes or similar items around the workshop. So you've got three different types of sharpening surfaces on this. And again, as this just folds in. This one, in fact, I bought a couple of 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we went back into Lidl today, and I saw them again. I thought, well, I'll get one of the more pointed ones, because I think this has got some other very useful applications as well in the workshop. Another thing that they've had in Lidl for a little while are these rolls of sandpaper. It's a sandpaper that they say can be used for metal and wood. I've already used some of this one on a project with wood recently. It works very, very well indeed. There's a number of different grit sizes to it. This is 240 grit, and the other one here I got is 180 grit, but they have some heavier ones as well. But I thought these would suit my applications, and I've also tried this one on metal as well, and it does work very well. They're not like emery cloth, they're actually on a paper backing, so they won't tear straight like emery cloth, but you can just snip them off, obviously with an old pair of scissors. I know scissors are not the ideal thing for cutting sandpaper, but I found that when I used the piece of this on a wood project, and it does wear very well. I find with a lot of very, very cheap emery paper, which I guess is made overseas somewhere, that the emery surface wears off very, very quickly, and you're down to the paper surface, and then the paper just disintegrates very quickly. But I think they would be an interesting item. I mean, I know a lot of us fellows don't particularly like to go food shopping anywhere, but when my wife suggests that we call into Lidl, or in fact Aldi as well, to do some shopping, I always jump at the chance, because they do have some very interesting items there. Their products probably aren't the best made tools there are, but for their price they certainly do the job. Another item I bought was a small screwdriver ratchet set. Again, for about I think it was about £5. It's a small handy sort of ratcheting screwdriver with ratchet in both left and right action, and comes with a complete set of tool bits for it as well. I think it's sort of quite a useful tool to have around. I think this is probably something that I would probably keep in the house, because I do keep a small toolkit in the house anyway, save coming out in the workshop if I'm doing anything around the house. So, but I've got, you know, a whole range of tools, screwdrivers, hammers and pliers and all sorts, so that'd be, you know, quite a nice thing to add to that kit. In an earlier video I did, one which I titled Hacksaws, I mentioned this hacksaw. It was my dad's hacksaw, and I'd modified it by making a couple of little adapters here to mount this round cutting blade. I couldn't remember at the time what the blade was called, but subsequently I remembered it was, the trade name for it was Abraphile. A couple of very nice subscribers to my channel also put in the comments that it was called Abraphile. I don't think these blades have been made for many years now, and I'm pretty certain that when I bought this probably over 40 years ago, it came as a set with a frame as well, but I think over the course of time and several house moves and so forth, the frame has just got lost. But I got a comment from an American subscriber to my channel saying that there are similar blades to this available in America, and he gave me the name of a couple of different manufacturers or distributors in the States, but the problem is that if you're buying something as simple as this from America, you'll find that they're charging incredibly high prices for carriage postage from the US. But after he said this, I did do a little bit more searching around the internet, and I came up with another really interesting alternative to this, and this is this very nice saw. It's sold as a coping saw, and it goes under the name of Freeway. It states here made in Japan, and it's sold with 2 blades. And when I thought, well, I'm going to treat myself to one of these, because it's you know, for me, going to be a very useful item to have in the workshop. But when I got it, I looked at the blades very carefully, and the blades on it, you see the blade's got this device that sort of hooks them on here, are actually made in the US. The other thing is that where the blades fit on, they've also got a little slot here, so they will take a standard fret saw type coping blade in them as well. When I do have a coping blade as well, a coping saw rather, and blade, so I could interchange those into it. The interesting thing also is that the blades on this one are thinner than the Abraphile blades. I measured them up. The Abraphile blades are about 65 thousandths, and the Freeway blades are about 40 thousandths. So I think this is going to have quite a lot of applications in the workshop. Obviously it works perfectly with wood, and the blade will cut in any direction as well. I've also tried it on aluminium, and it copes with aluminium extremely well. Blades are very easy to obtain from the same seller, and they are much more reasonably priced as well. So good application there. The thing that was great about this particular system, when I used this many years ago, I was making some, this is long before I ever had a workshop, I'm talking 35 or more years ago. I needed to make some plates with square apertures cut in them, and because the blades only have a very top, you can't really see this, but a little tiny end to them, a little stud on the end, you could just drill a hole in the metal, pass the blade through, and then reattach it to the hacksaw, and then cut the square shape out. Not really possible with these easily, because the fitting on here is very much larger, so then that wouldn't be an easy thing to do at all. But I thought, you know, you may be interested in that. I mean, these are freely available, not freely available, but you've got to buy them, but they are easily obtainable through a variety of sellers. This one, just as a hint, I bought this one from a company called Kronos. They're pretty well known to a lot of people doing amateur engineering. They're in Dunstable in Bedfordshire. Sorry, Dunstable in Bedfordshire, and theirs was, you know, probably the best price for that item. Well, I hope those little things. It's just a quick little video was of interest to you, and again, you know, I always like to thank my subscribers, and thank you for all the really nice comments that you're passing to me. Anyway, I hope to see you again very, very soon with another video. Bye bye for now.